Hello, Johannes here. I finished this sketchbook, so I decided to show it to you page after page like I did last time. I'll try to do this video in English, even though I'm aware my English isn't very good, so I'm sorry in advance for the horrendous accent you will hear from time to time, or even constantly, I don't know. I'm not really aware of my accent most of the time. I'm just trying, okay? Also, you will very quickly notice there's a lot of Doctor Who stuff in this sketchbook. Less than the previous one, but a lot of it nonetheless. And the rest is basically stuff from my Book of Monsters, which was renamed Voyage au Pays d'Onirie. Yes, so probably 2/3 of Big Finish / Doctor Who stuff that was based on an amazing fan fiction that Cedar Big Brandt, I don't really know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry, wrote based on a drawing I made in the first place. So basically that's fan art of fanfic of fan art, and that's Curry's reading to 20,000, I'm sorry, I'm not good with English numbers, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and not understanding much, so Charlie wants to know why he can't really read fiction, and he says, you can put feelings on paper in my culture, but you have to be told a story by someone else. So he tries to tell her 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea as he understands it, and the fic is really great. It's called Feelings on Paper, and basically go read it if you haven't, if you like this team, because it's really, really good. More monsters here. Something about the audio, something inside. More monsters. Some requests. Live 34. Great audio, very great. Loved it. Drawing in the park. Yet more requests. The park again. There I took a watercolor lesson with an actual teacher, and the teacher wasn't very happy with me. He told me I was too precise and watercolor was something wild, and I needed to let go a little, and I don't really know how, so I never really did. I'm so sorry, Mr. Teacher. I'm trying my best. That's a character from my book, Voyage au Pays d'Onirie, and I actually saw it in a dream before I drew it. I didn't came up with this like this. I dreamt it first. It's not really accurate. It's slightly better in the book, but yeah. She's called Dame Galaxy, Lady Galaxy. Some Fury Road fan art. I really, really loved Fury Road last year. That was based on a very good post made by Time Walkerks. I don't know if I pronounce it well. And yeah, I really wanted to draw this. More Big Finish art. The park again. Basically, yeah, as you can see, I tend to think in circles, so the same kind of things will pop up again and again in this sketchbook. So this one was made, this is the church that Van Gogh painted the one we see in the actual Doctor Who episode. We went with some friends. We went to the actual church as a small pilgrimage of sorts, and we sat in the grass to paint the church or draw it or whatever. And we all added a little doctor on the church or near the church. So I painted 8 up there, very confused because he's on the roof and he doesn't know how to get down from there. Oh, so that was the beginning of the curries and the coat saga of sorts. It spiraled out of my control very quickly. People started to send me messages about this drawing almost instantly, requesting more silly things about curries being confused by the coat. And so here's one, here's another one, and there's another one in another sketchbook, which isn't here. Another character from Voyage au Pays d'Oniry. Basically, the music she's playing, and every time she speaks, the sound comes out as images. That's another level of synesthesia, but basically everything she touches, makes no sound. Yeah, it makes a sound, but not a sound. It makes an image instead. The image of the sound. I don't know if I'm clear about this. So yeah, basically, that's it. Sorry, my cat is bothering me. You might hear him meowing from time to time if this video is too long. So that was the beginning of the infamous saga with Dance Dance Revolution and several Doctor Who character playing it. That lasted for quite a long time, basically. So here we have Susan playing it, then one playing it, and a few pages after that, it was a pandemonium, basically. That's a commission from When You Say Run. And another one, but the panels are reversed. Yeah, so that's the pandemonium of Dance Dance Revolution I was talking about. Basically, it's all the doctors, the main ones, actually, and a lot of their companions having a Dance Dance Revolution tournament because Suzanne tried to use the TARDIS to find friends to play it and basically materialized everyone inside the TARDIS. Like, absolutely everyone. So I spent way too long on this comic. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with the names of the teams because they don't give their real names just in case, paradoxes, all that. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with the usernames they chose. I made this to to say sorry, but basically because someone asked me which gem, I don't remember. That was a question about the gems from Steven Universe, and I answered for Amethyst, Garnet, and Pearl, but not Steven. I forgot. I actually forgot the title character was a gem. So I was like, sorry, because everyone started to send me messages saying, you asshole, Steven is a gem too. How could you forget Steve? So I made this. That was a commission. This book, Seeing I so far is the only book in the Eighth Doctor adventure range that made me bawl my eyes out. Never again. I'm not kidding. or drawings outside. Okay, so this one is really weird. Not because of the subject matter, like flightless birds having a trench warfare, but I felt horrible that day, and I didn't know why. I had no idea. And as you can see, I drew this sad, weird thing, really weird and really gray. And I don't really draw things like that most of the time. I like colors. I like joy, and I don't want to draw gray things. And this day I was like, there's no way I can draw something happy, and I don't know why. And guess what? That was November the 13th, and that's the exact day the Paris attacks happened. But they hadn't happened yet, and this is, you know, I don't believe in precognition and stuff, but I felt horrible that day, and I had no idea why. And I know it's just a coincidence. I don't know how you say it in English, but yeah, that's. I just wanted to share it because it's weird. It's just weird. Yeah, even the next page is full of colors. What the hell? I I didn't post this one actually. I just realized that's Charlie and Carrie's having a pillow fight, and Carrie's, as usual, doesn't get it and like throws every single thing he can find at her head, and they are covered in bruises in the end. And 8 is like, whoa, what happened? And Charlie's just, you know, pillow fight. I was so ill. I had a terrible flu. And this one, I waited until the next day to post it because I couldn't even tell if if it was good or not. I was that ill. So that's a commission here. That's from Seasons of Fear, and Paul Cornell actually reblogged it, and I thought my heart was going to stop. That's from Belle Tempest book, 8th Doctor book. I made a short comic based on the beginning of Scared So. You know, when the TARDIS is dying and 8 is hiding under the console. More stuff about Voyage au Pays d'Oniry. That's the bibliothécaire, librarian. Those are requests. Starting here, a lot of requests. No, that's Voyage au Pays d'Oniry again. Phase 2 requests. 4 requests. Castlevania stuff. I very rarely or never draw Castlevania. But I like it. I'm not in the fandom, but I like it. It's fun. This one wasn't what I spilled something on it actually, so I stuck something on top. More requests here. A song, that's Doot Doot. Very distressing page about Creed of the Cromon, this audio that I hate with a passion. So I was very angry because I made a mistake. I re-listened to it. That wasn't a good idea, and I waited a long time before I posted this. Something from Seasons of Fear again. I really love Seasons of Fear, if you haven't guessed yet. The Chimes of Midnight. That's another thing from Seeing Eye that made me cry. horrible scherzo scene. Something about David Bowie death, unfortunately. That's the... They look alike because that was the sketch of this one. More Voyage au Pays d'Oniry stuff. And again. And again. There's more of this in the end. A short comic about Carrie's discovering snow. Here. Again, the book. Commission for C.W. Brunt. Oh, so here I made a lot of paintings about each classic doctor in a comic I like. So that's all crossovers from here. This is One and Little Nemo. This is Two and Les Gardiens du Macer. I don't know the English title, I'm afraid. This is Three and Horologium. It's French, so there is no English title. This is Five and Mushishi. That's four, that's not in order, with the Worlds of Aldebaran. That's 8 and Philemon, a French comic from the 70s, which is really trippy. 6 and One Piece, the only place in the world where his coat wouldn't seem out of place. That's 7 and Les Cités Obscures. I don't know the title in English, actually. I can't remember it. That's really great stuff. More Voyage au Pays d'Oniry stuff. And again. And back to the Doctor Who stuff. I'm so sorry, this series makes me so happy I have to draw fan art of it. Oh, Voyage au Pays d'Oniry again. And back to Doctor Who. More drawings in the park. It was cold that day. I remember it was cold, but it was April, but still cold. Commission. Voyage au Pays d'Oniry again. And again. And again. So that's a series of 3 drawings with the 8 Charlie Curry's team and nightmares. So here's one with 8, fearing Zagreus will come back to our universe and basically wreak havoc with the cosmos as we know it. That's Charlie's nightmare, featuring herself burning in the R101 and her identity being stolen by Sentries. And that's Carrie's having a nightmare about the multiple identities in his head and losing his own identity and basically destroying everything he loves. That was based on Ned Warren music, Gwylok one or Gwylok one, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but he wrote a piece of music for a hypothetical free-handed pianist, and I thought that was awesome. So I drew the free-handed pianist. It's a bird with 3 heads and actually 5 hands, but you know, whatever. Voyage au Pays d'Oniry again. I spent a lot of time on that one. Steven Universe fan art here. Back to Doctor Who. Some of the Scarlet Empress fan art. I really love this book by Paul Mars. Really loved it. More Voyage au Pays d'Oniry stuff. Very recent, this. That's the last pages. The Doctor's Coat. That's a short story I really loved. Basically, there's these aliens, the Santillas, they have shells, and I'm not saying they trade them, but when they grow older, they shed it. They shed their shells, and smaller ones can take them. And it's hot on this planet. And Six put his coat on a chair, and this Santila thought it was his shell, and he shed it. So he took the coat, and he's like, I claimed it fair and square, it's mine. You won't get it back. It's not fair. And that was the cutest thing in the universe, I swear. Voyage au pays d'Onirie again? Oh, so that day I tried to paint outside, and it was under the sun, and I was so happy. It was sunny. It had rained for nonstop for a week, and I was like, oh yes, the sun. I'm gonna paint outside. It's so great. And I spent an hour and a half in the sun without a hat, and basically the second I got up, I'm not saying I fell flat on my face, but very nearly that. That was a terrible idea. Do not do that. If you paint outside, take a hat. Really, trust me. Don't be as silly as me. I wanted to. In the end, I stuck a few drawings here and there, but these are not the actual last ones. These are the last ones. That's a short comic I made. I finished yesterday, basically, about the ending of the Scarlet Empress, and I thought this was a great way to end this sketchbook. And I spent way too long on this, and when I finished it, it was 2 a.m. I'm not kidding, and I posted it, and there was like, there, done, great, I finished my sketchbook. And the next day, there was this friend who said, hey, so I linked it to Paul Mars on Facebook, and he likes it. And I thought I was going to die. I learned this today, and I was like, okay. I was in shock, and he even said, please make more. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's the best thing that ever happened to me this year. Nothing is going to top this. So yeah, basically that's it. That's my last sketchbook. So from March 2015 to June 2016.